Hello everyone, welcome back to Govinda's Garden. My name is Lee and it is mid-March in western North Carolina, and a couple weeks ago we got this nice span of warm weather. It really started to feel like spring. The grass was turning green, flowers were blooming, and then the past few days we got hit with a cold front, and we were getting lows down into the low 20s. Last night it got down to 18 degrees Fahrenheit, and it's a little concerning for us gardeners because when things like peach trees bloom and flower and then a frost comes, it can damage the flower, which can result in less fruit. So I wanted to show you something I thought was interesting about the figs. If you saw one of our more recent videos, we have this greenhouse and we have some figs in here that are getting a head start into the upcoming season. So let's hop in. So right off the bat, this might look strange, but what we have here are 20-gallon fabric containers, and they are about 3/4 of the way full with composted soil. And what I've been experimenting with is putting this soil in the greenhouse to raise the overall temperature, and it actually is quite effective. So before the compost was in here, temperature difference between inside the greenhouse versus outside was probably like 2 or 3 degrees Fahrenheit. Sometimes it was actually colder inside the greenhouse than outside the greenhouse. And I happened to just put 3 of these bags in here just for storage, and I noticed that there was it was getting warmer in here at night. The difference between outside and inside was about 5 degrees, which was a little bit more than usual. Then I added maybe 8 more bags, and last night we got almost a 10-degree difference. So last night was about 18 degrees Fahrenheit outside. In the greenhouse, I think it was around 26, 27, 28. So those little bits of extra warmth I'm finding are actually really helpful. So let me show you something here. What we have is a contorted mulberry tree. This was one of the first trees to wake up. It's already produced large leaves. It was really thriving in here, and it's still doing quite well. But what I'm going to show you at the top, you'll see these leaves that are shriveled. Towards the top of the tree, and even a little bit at the bottom, we have these shriveled leaves. Now, my understanding is this is cold damage. Mulberries don't like freezing temperatures, and even in the greenhouse we're getting down to the mid-20s. So it's not something comfortable for this tree. So these leaves are shriveled, and I'm probably just going to prune them off because I don't think it's worth it to try to have the tree repair or feel stressed out about these damaged leaves. Now let's focus on the figs, because we have a bunch of figs in here, and one observation I'm having is that the figs on the bottom shelf are generally looking healthier and stronger than the ones on top of the shelf. I'm assuming there's a little more extra warmth, a little more protection from the cold air down here. And if you look at the leaves, you don't see that curling damage. Actually, all of these are looking pretty good, and I'm looking at the leaves specifically. But up here, this tree right here is a Pastiliaire, and it has some curled leaves on there. And you can see even here on this leaf, I'm going to overlay a picture, there's this liquid that's dropping from this curled leaf. At first I thought this was water, but I touched it with my finger and I smelt it, and it smelled like kind of sweet. So I think this is sap or some type of liquid that's not pure water that's coming from the leaf, and this leaf is curling because of the cold temperatures, and it's actually dying, and then this liquid is getting released from it. This is my hypothesis. I'm a pretty new grower, so take my words with a grain of salt, but I think that's what's happening, and I just find that kind of interesting. So I want to show you some varieties that I'm growing and how they are doing compared to others. This tree here is a Madeleine de Dieu, and it was one of the first to wake up. It had nice leaves at the bottom and top, but it took some significant cold damage. Pretty much all the leaves are curled on it. So the question is this variety a cold hardy fig? I don't know if it's safe to say that it's not because of leaf damage. I don't know if these are gonna grow back or if it's going to pop out new buds. There's one forming there. I do think this tree is gonna recover. It's definitely not dead. It's just the leaves are curled, but that is harmful. That is kind of a setback to the season, because the plant needs those leaves to take in the sunshine to produce the fruit. And those leaves, I don't think are going to be viable anymore. But yeah, that's the Madeleine de Dieu. It took significant damage. As mentioned, the Pastilliere back there took significant damage. What else do we have? We have a Smith. This is a Smith right here that has some very young leaves that are curled. I think they might be young enough to bounce back and recover, but we'll see. By the way, if you like the content, let me know by pressing the like button, subscribing, leaving a comment, and because that encourages me to continue showing off this journey of creating a food forest and especially growing some figs. Now, I want to show you what I feel in my heart is one of the greater varieties out there for our region, which is probably like a zone 6 region. And it's this tree right here. This is the JH Adriatic fig. It looks super strong, and it was early to wake up. I have a couple different JH Adriatics, and they're all doing well. So something about this particular variety, I feel confident that it's going to do well, and I want to invest more in this Adriatic JH and similar varieties. And then we have a bunch of varieties over here that I won't go into, but none of these have any of that leaf curl damage. Another one at the top, this is a Stallion. This one took a hit there. We have an improved Celeste back here that has a little bit of curl on that leaf. It's probably hard to see. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm doing an experiment here with some fig cuttings. Very lazy experiment. I just took cuttings from some trees, put them in 4x9 tree pots with some potting soil, some propagation mix. The temperature in here, as mentioned, gets down to the 20s. So according to what a lot of people say, that is very suboptimal. Ideal propagation temperature is around 75 degrees. But I just wanted to see what would happen. So these are new. I don't expect any leafage for at least another 2 or 3 weeks if that does occur. But I'll keep you posted on that. And yeah, that's pretty much what I wanted to show, is that if you have a greenhouse and it's not heated, you don't have power running in there, compost is actually effective at keeping heat overnight. So if you're in a colder region with a greenhouse, you might consider putting some compost in there, whether that be soil, leaves, or maybe you have a food scrap compost bin or something like that. And I also thought it was interesting to show the leaf curl and how the sap, what I believe is the sap, is dripping from the leaves. yeah, we'll see how it goes. This is a new endeavor for me, so I'll be posting some updates. But thanks for your attention. I hope you found this video helpful, and good luck in your growing season, and I'll see you next time. Peace.